In this video, we're going to take a look at the Centerline Loft command inside of Autodesk Inventor. Now, a traditional loft command inside the software will take two profiles or more and blend them together to create a somewhat non-uniform surface. Let's take a look at just a traditional loft first. Here, I'll grab it from my pull down here. I'll choose Loft and grab this profile here inside of my Centerline Loft IPT and this one down here. You can see it's a very straight transition. It takes one profile and blends it to the other. However, I would like to have a little bit more control over the shape of this loft as it's created. I'd like it to be a little bit more uniform inside of the interior of this loft as it gets created. So I'm going to cancel out of here and restart my selections again with the loft command by choosing those two profiles and then clicking on the center option here in the middle of the dialog box called Centerline. From here, I'm going to pick a new sketch. That's actually my third sketch inside here. This is the sketch that really connects these two profiles together, and that's how I drew that. And you can see it creates more of a uniform shape as it goes through there. So let's see that from the side again. Now let's say I don't do that and I just do a traditional loft like you see there. And then here is the Centerline option. You can definitely see it makes a change to that shape as you loft from this profile to the other. That doesn't mean we don't have the same kind of controls we do with a traditional loft as well, such as conditional lofts and as well as transition mapping. So if I go to conditions at the top up here, I can change over to a direction-based condition for both sides and then start controlling the weight. So at the top up here, I'm going to put a tangency weight of 3 at the top there. And at the other profile, for the razor opening profile, I'm going to make that weight about 1.5. Now if I go too high, looks like 2 still works. Let's say if I go 3 there, I get a failure in the preview. That's always a bad sign. So I'm going to back that up, keep that about 1.5. On the transition tab, I can turn off my automatic mapping, and I can see there's currently only one point set that's being mapped, and it goes from the bottom of this to the bottom of this. Well, I can change that up. I can add more mapping points to this. I'll go ahead and say click to add by choosing that up here in the dialog. And I'll create a point mapping set from this point down to this point, control, and I'll say OK. So there's my Centerline loft with conditions.